Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. I heard you can have it your way. Have it your way. I think that's a is that Burger King? Have it your way. I'm also hearing T.I. Baby, you can have whatever you like. I say you can have whatever you like. It's that Spirit is saying you are following your own path. You can have it your way. You can do what you like. You have the freedom to be you on your spiritual path. There may have been something that you heard from somebody. It could have been some criticism, or it could have been just a video that you watched where someone else was saying how something should be or shouldn't be about spirituality. But Divine is saying that you have a very unique path. 1, 2, 3 on the timer. And your steps are divine, as different as they may be from how someone else carries on their path or moves forward on their path. Your path is divine. So it came through in a previous message that I shared that I have an eclectic path. This could apply to you, or it might resonate in a different way. But whatever spiritual traditions you are inspired by, that's your passion. That's a part of you. There's nothing wrong with it. There are a lot of people in the spiritual community that talk very harshly or critically about certain religions, and I may have done that a time or two. I don't know. My past experiences growing up in the church, some of them were very traumatic, and so some of that has stayed with me, but I move forward to align with peace, always. That's always the goal, right? Even when we're not aligned with peace, but that's always the goal. So there's something about that where if you align with something within a certain religion and it brings you peace, that doesn't mean that you're not spiritual. I truly think that to be open-minded and to not block out a part of your path simply because a certain group of people have spoken a certain way about it, or you've heard this or that about it, going with what your soul loves, what it desires, what resonates with your soul. That's the true meaning of spirituality, at least from my perspective. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope that if you've been feeling sort of like there was something that you couldn't do because it's not a part of this path, or it's not associated with this tradition, like, be you. Let your soul decide what's right for you. Okay, thank you, Divine. We're going to start with the dice. Thank you, Divine. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What is it that they need to know? Okay, we've got a reversed apple. Somebody carrying a big burden on their back. Okay, there's a burden. And then there's the scales of justice. There's something that somebody wanted to tempt you with, or there's some sort of way that a person wanted to tempt you, to reel you in, and now whatever their goal was, their mission was, it's become a huge burden to them. So we have the upside down apple, this burden here. They become burdened by their desire to tempt you, or their mission that they set out on to tempt you. And now they're experiencing justice. Okay? So the scales are being balanced. Yeah. There was some energy that felt out of whack. It felt very tilted, like the scales were very tilted, out of alignment. But that is being rectified by the universe. And this is something that it can't be changed, it can't be undone, because it's not something that you set in motion as far as this part of the path of the scales being balanced. You've done what you needed to do, so you have aligned with justice. But what I'm seeing is like where things are now, it's sort of out of your hands. You don't have to do anything at this point in time. If this is your reading, there's nothing specifically that you have to do to ensure that justice occurs. Just continue to maintain alignment with your divine path, and everything is going to flow as it should. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go with the Osho deck. What does this beautiful being need to know, Divine? What do they need to be aware of, or what needs to be confirmed for them? Patience. Letting go. Well, this is just what I was saying, because it was like Divine was bringing through that there's nothing in particular that you have to do. Like, you've done the work. You've been doing the work. You've been healing. You've been aligning. You've been showing up. I'm hearing that maybe there was a fear of not showing up in the way that you hope to, or the way that you should. There could be a fear of doing something like someone else did it, or doing it in a unsatisfactory way. Yeah, unsatisfactory way. It's like I'm seeing you not wanting to get a bad stamp. You know, like how a teacher can stamp a paper, like A+ or F or B or whatever. It's like you don't want an unsatisfactory score. And this has something to do with someone else that you know who has gone down a similar path. You want to do a better job. I don't feel like this is about competition. It could be about you wanting to align something within your bloodline, you wanting to correct a pattern or improve a behavior, some sort of pattern that you've noticed in your bloodline. You didn't want to be ordinary. You didn't want to go along the same path. This could also go back to what was coming through with religion, like you want to be different from someone else that you know needed freedom, but they did not free themselves. They were sort of enslaved by maybe religious dogma or something that they took as law when it was actually just guidance. It's something about freedom, you wanting to be free, whereas you notice that someone else allowed something to enslave them and you want to be free. So you want to take like a different path, one of freedom and justice. There's something here about having patience and letting go. I'm hearing letting go of the outcome. 911 on the timer. There could be something that you have observed or classified in your world as an emergency, or I'm actually hearing a disaster. There's something that you feel was a disaster. It was full of chaos. It bred a lot of chaos. It caused a lot of confusion. You wanted something to go a certain way, but it went a different way. You may have felt like something got hijacked. That could also be why this apple is upside down. You might feel like someone turned some abundance in your world upside down, and that could have presented a burden to you. You may have felt burdened as well. It's Kind of cool how I saw the dice as the meaning for someone who's opposed you first, and now I'm seeing the way that it could have come out for you, the way you may have experienced these energies. But either way, there's still justice. There's still balance that's coming into play. It's taking shape. Justice is taking shape. So there's always been this energy of justice hovering over your situation, where there's divine energy at hand, orchestrating things and protecting, but also allowing lessons to be learned. I was hearing lurking. It sounds like that's what was coming out. You might have felt like somebody was lurking, but divine is saying that you've been protected, divinely protected. But now this sort of hovering divine energy is taking up space in the physical realm. It's taking shape in the physical realm. So you are going to see improvements as far as boundaries that are respected, separation between you and entities that want to cast evil your way. You're going to see separation between you. Okay? You're going to notice it. You're going to feel it. Because there's something that's being cast out of your life or driven away from your world. And whatever remains, because, you know, it's never 100% perfect, right? Because if it were, it wouldn't be life. But whatever remains, whatever challenges remain, or whatever beings remain who do have negative intentions, you have the power and the understanding and the ability to identify that energy and alchemize it so that it works for you, or to cast it away. I'm getting cast away. Somebody is very alone or isolated right now. They're left in their own sorrow. They're left in and with their own sorrow. Somebody feels like they're on an island, all alone. They don't have their clique. They don't have their entourage. Somebody has been cast away. This could have been somebody who was orchestrating something. I'm seeing like an, who is that guy? He's a Venezuelan maestro with an orchestra. He's super talented. He's got big hair, big beautiful curls. I forgot his name though. But I'm seeing him like, so somebody could be Venezuelan here. Somebody could be Latino, or from a South American country or a Latin American country, okay? Or from Spain, okay? There's something there. They might speak Spanish. But I'm seeing him like orchestrating something, like, you know, and he's, you know how a person guides a symphony? 1313 on the timer. Something here is coming to an end. Something is transforming. You got the horn section, right? The strings. I don't know. All the different sections though, and they're coordinated, right? So this was a 1333 on the timer. This was a chaos coordinator. You may have seen those cups and mugs and shirts that say chaos coordinator. This was a chaos coordinator. And with that 1333 on the timer, they, for selfish reasons, they orchestrated chaos with various groups. And it wasn't just one. You see, because what came through was the horn section, the drums, the strings, all of that. This person had different groups that they would manipulate for selfish purposes. Divine is encouraging you to have patience. I'm noticing those moon cycles. I'm hearing and your cycles as well. This could be if you are female, your hormonal cycles, but also as a male, it could be just your cycles throughout the day. You know, how you're feeling as the sun is coming up, and or it's getting dark outside. Just how you're noticing your emotions being impacted by whatever cycles, okay? It could be the moon cycles. Having patience with how you're adjusting to things. Holding yourself. I have an ASMR video. I'll try to remember to link that. It's about, I talk in there about like giving yourself hugs and kissing your brain. It's about self-love, so it shares little ways to remind yourself that you're amazing. But it's something about comforting yourself through the different changes. So being patient with yourself and giving yourself love throughout all of these different phases and cycles that you're experiencing. Something here about, if you're female, the cycles of your body, but like on a broader scale, from maiden to mother to crone. Menopause is coming through, so that might be significant to someone. Embracing your body, embracing the changes. Yeah, I'm getting wrinkles. Oh, I said I'm getting wrinkles. I got a couple. Hey, I love myself, okay? But there's something about that there, like maybe seeing other people and thinking that you need to do something different for yourself. That's up to you. It's a very personal choice, and I would never condemn anyone for doing whatever you do to your body. That's your choice. But this is about specifically having patience and letting go. So that might bring you some relief in this process that you're in. Yeah, letting go of expectations, letting go of because this is an 8, because letting go, walking away, that's 8 of Cups. So this is about walking away from certain thoughts, or perhaps certain emotions that don't serve you, if they come as a result of the thoughts. Like, for example, if when you're getting ready in the morning or whenever, you notice something about your body that maybe you wish you could change, and then you notice that after you think those negative thoughts, like, oh, I wish I could change this, and da-da-da-da, the thoughts aren't taking you to a plan of either self-love or doing something healthy to change it. It's just that the thoughts are there, and then you notice that now I'm feeling sad, or now I'm feeling upset or frustrated with myself. It's about letting go of those thoughts and those emotions, because you realize that they don't serve a purpose. You can do something with those thoughts and either choose to embrace that aspect of yourself where there's been resistance, letting it just flow and love yourself through that. Or if there's a healthy way in which you can change or alter that thing that you don't like, then maybe making a plan to do that. But allowing whatever you do to come from self-love. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I love that. Anything else about this? Okay, they said go to the tarot. They said we got it. We're gonna let you know. Okay. Tarot and then the owls. Okay. Tarot and then the index cards. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What else is coming through that this beautiful being needs to know? I just looked at this. So with the scales, justice, look at that, lightning. There's something very sudden that's coming regarding, I heard your liberation and their judgment, okay? Okay. Justice is at hand. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What does this beautiful being need to know? This literally came out on top of the Queen of Swords, so I'm going to leave that there so I remember that. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then we've got King of Swords. We have counterparts here. This is so beautiful. And I love this spirit is focusing on you, because I really feel like that's where the focus should be. Okay. Whatever it is that you've been planning, it's paying off. And it's successful. It already is successful. Like, I kept wanting to say it's going to be successful, but Spirit was like, it is. No, it is. Because I think I wanted to say it's going to be, because I see planning here with Two of Wands. So I'm like, it's going to be successful. You're planning. No, but you haven't just been planning. You've also been taking decisive action that has been so good, so aligned with success. And also you're being seen. With the Sun card, you're also making choices that show who you are. I'm hearing that you're revealing yourself, your true self. That's why you're coming through here as the Queen of Swords, because you're demonstrating intelligence and awareness, knowledge, but also truth. It's so refreshing because it's who you really are, but it's also so great. Like, a lot of people have to fake greatness. And so it's like very intuitive people, or maybe just slightly intuitive people, can tell something about that ain't real. You know, it's like they come around a person's creations or whatever, their work, and they're kind of like, you know, figuratively sniffing something. They're like, something's not right. But everything you do and everything you are checks out. And if you experience criticism or somebody says like something's not right about you, just know that this is your true energy. So what are they talking about? It's definitely some foolishness. It's definitely a desire to rain on your parade, because literally you're out here with the whole sun, all the sunflowers. 2222 on the timer. What you do, what you create is balanced and it's beautiful. So yeah, you shine. You got the Six of Wands. You got the Star card. So not only do you have all of these aspects here, but you're also unique with this Aquarius energy coming through. You do things the way that you feel guided by Spirit to do them. Also with the Star card, I'm getting air and water, those two elements. So they are very awakened and aware, very awakened within you. Your thought energy, your visions are on point. And I love that there's air and water here to kind of balance out, because the Queen of Swords that's like pure air, you know? And sometimes the Queen of Swords can come across very direct, but some people take that energy to be a little bit cold. But with the Star card, we have a balance of air and water. So you're not just any one of the elements. You have a nice balance. And you're able to tap into your energy of connection and intuition and feeling. You're able to feel your way through something as well. You don't just use your logic and your knowledge. You balance it with feelings and intuition. And then you've got the King of Swords here. So first, oh, that's Delilah. She said, that's right, Ashe. For a minute there, it sounded like a baby crying. So I don't know if that's relevant for someone with these counterparts coming out. It could be that there's something that you want to birth regarding a creative endeavor, or literally you might be looking towards or making plans with the Two of Wands there to grow a family. These are very good energies for that with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. These counterparts are very aligned. They're very intelligent. Okay. And this could be, if that's what resonates with you, then this could be a sign that there is very positive energy here between you and another beautiful being regarding taking decisive action towards growing a family. Oh, I see these little butterflies around her. Look. So there might be more than one. I don't know. But yes, for some of you, this represents counterparts. So this is a very beautiful energy here. Very aligned. Oh, and look, there's a butterfly on the back of his throne. So there are ways in which you balance each other out, but also, and this is about transformation. So whatever it is, whatever areas in which this person, this counterpart might need to grow in, you provide that balance, and vice versa. So you have the aspects of your character, your the way you think, the way you feel, your desires in life to help each other grow. You complement one another, okay? But also for some of you, if you are not interested in a counterpart at all, this represents you going from, because the way it came out, the Queen of Swords was here and then the King of Swords was here. So this is about you increasing in your intellect, you balancing your masculine and feminine energies, okay? And expanding within yourself, okay? Ashe, thank you, Divine. Okay, let's go with the index cards. They said to go there. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through? I'm feeling warm all of a sudden, so there could be pregnancy for someone. I felt hot the whole time I was pregnant. Child, oh my goodness. I will never forget that. I was burning up the whole time, and I was pregnant for both of my children in the winter time as well, and I was hot all throughout the winter. So that could be a sign for someone's fertility. Someone here is desperately worried about their image. They're relying on AI to produce false info about them in internet searches. All right, this I feel is going back to this, whoever this is that's very burdened. Okay, let me pull a card on that. Who is this that is coming through as being desperately worried about their image, Divine? Who is this? Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So, so you know what? If you are building a family, growing a family, or this could be your business, maybe you're expanding within your own energy and doing your thing the way you want to do it because that Star card came out. There could be family with the Ten of Pentacles that's communicating in a way, and this has been going on for a long time with the Knight of Pentacles there. But also I see you as the Knight of Pentacles, like you've been consistently building, consistently growing, but there's like communication that's coming through where they have something to say about it. You know what I mean? So there's communication coming from a family. This could be your family or your counterpart's family, where they have something over an extended period of time to say regarding your endeavors. It sounds like criticism, because that kept coming through, was like, do what you want to do. Like even with religion. Ooh, so that first message that came through, it was like having freedom about your spiritual practice. So that could be a concern. Maybe your counterpart's family is like, they will be raised blah blah blah, and you're like, well, I want my child to feel like, you know, I don't know, maybe there's something, a different way that you want your child to be raised as far as their spiritual path. Okay, it's very personal, so I'm going to leave that be. But yeah, somebody might be trying to give too much input, have too much control over something like that. This could also have to do with actual finances, because it's pentacles, 3 cards that relate to pentacles. So they might have a say regarding something very practical about how you choose to raise your child, or the way that you choose to handle your business. So it's about aligning with that star energy and allowing yourself to do what you know is right. Now, there's something here about alignment between these 2 counterparts, and the star card was between you. So it does feel like if there are differences that are being presented or maybe forced by family members, it does feel like there will be, between you and your counterpart, the ability to transform this energy, because the butterflies, remember, you're able to transform this energy to come to your own unique decision. Do it your way. Have it your way. Have it your way. Yes. So it's about freedom to do it the way that you want to do it. You are going to come up with your own unique way of doing it. It might not, the way that you have your family together might not look the same way that your person grew up, or the way that you grew up. It'll be your own unique way of doing things. Oh my God, I love this. And that's balance. Okay, and maybe this apple represented, because remember I said maybe you felt like your fruit, your abundance was upside down or something like that. This could represent the path of your or whatever plans you're making for your child. You might feel like if you're focusing on growing your family, or maybe getting pregnant or being pregnant, all of that is its own thing, right? It comes with its own sometimes struggles and blessings. So you might feel like, okay, I've got all this going on. I don't need mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, mom, dad, brother, sister butting in and trying to turn my process upside down, which you might feel like that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of coming through. And then that feels like a burden. But the scales are being balanced, remember? So there's somebody here who's very, very worried about their image. That's the family. That's whoever's putting pressure on you and this beautiful counterpart. I just feel like the energy is so beautiful between y'all. But, you know, we've got... And if these family members are very worried about using AI, or, you know, it could be somebody like on Facebook. I call it Facebook. You know, like carefully curating their stories. I have a card that says curating, like how people present themselves online. It's like everything has to be perfect, you know. And maybe there's someone in one of y'all's families who's very concerned about how you go about this process, which is a very personal process for you. 33 on the timer. It's like butt out. It's too many people. It's supposed to be 2. The 3 there is supposed to be you, your person, okay, and the divine. Or you, your person, and your child, or whatever it is that you're growing. Maybe you're growing a business together. Maybe it's about a home. Maybe it's not about a pregnancy. Maybe it's a home, because Pentacles came through very strong. It could be about where you're going to live. It could be about what job you have. Maybe you're growing a business and you don't want to work a 9-to-5 because you want to spend more time nurturing yourself, or maybe growing a family if you choose to do that. So yeah, have it your way. Do it your way. Okay? Because I feel like you and your person, let me get a card for that. Owls. Okay. Moving forward with decision making. The Empress, you could really be pregnant. Or you may be planning to grow a family. Yeah. But it feels like you make choices together that look out for the nurturing energy between you. If you are the feminine, and I mean, we're talking about pregnancy, so I could say female, right? If you're a woman and you are with a masculine energy, it could be that they are very loving about looking out for your nurturing energy. You know what I mean? There could be a very dominating or domineering energy that you are both turning away from with the Eight of Cups there, letting go of perhaps a domineering energy with the King of Pentacles that has brought conflict with the Five of Wands. But it feels like what I got for the decision-making path between you and your counterpart that's the Empress. So it feels like you're making choices that steer you away from this burdening energy that first came out with the dice. And whoever this is, it feels like the person that's very domineering could be a King of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign. Doesn't have to be a male, but it's somebody who's acting in their masculine energy. They're trying to put their foot down regarding, because it's Pentacles, regarding what you've got going on, regarding your job, your career, or your person's career, or where y'all live, or how many children you decide to have, or when you decide to have. It's like, butt out. What's going on with this King of Pentacles? Oh, burden. Oh God, look. Doesn't this look the same? They've got a burden on their back, and look, they've got the burden on their back. They're burdened. Perhaps they're burdened about image, because I feel like that's who this is talking about, desperately worried about their image. Okay? All right, so what's the guidance regarding how they move forward concerning this energy, divine, this King of Pentacles? What's the guidance? I feel like letting go and patience and letting go. Okay, because if this is a family member, maybe that's why it's like you want to do it in a way where you're not burning a bridge, but you're still being very decisive and setting boundaries. What's the guidance here regarding how they move forward? Going with the flow. Okay, going with the flow. Well, patience came out. So it doesn't feel like this King of Pentacles is like hateful. It feels like they have their own hang-ups and they're kind of transferring that to you, or trying to, okay? But they're projecting. It's like they're trying to make their standards in life your standards, and they have to realize that it's different. You are different souls, you're different beings. Also, there could be something where there's wealth in this family, because Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, I mean, it seems like there's some money. So there might be this like, well, we don't want to ruffle too many feathers, but mind your business. You know, it could be that too. Also, when dealing with in-laws, it's like you want to respect your person and allow them to maintain hopefully healthy bonds, okay, with family members. But you also want to protect what you have together, right? Going with the flow. The Rebel, okay, that's like that star energy. I think it came through that you should do what's right for you. And then sharing, that was kind of, it wanted to be in the reverse. It was on the fence. So yeah, going with the flow. You might hear that wind. I feel like something's going to be cleared out just on its own, because that's what came through with justice there, that the scales are being balanced and there's really not much that you have to do. Yeah, that's the message. Patience, going with the flow. Sharing So it could be about like sharing information. You might want to keep some things private. I feel like since this was in the reverse, that's what divine is bringing through, that you can start to set these boundaries already. Like, you can be kind, but you don't have to do everything that a person says. You can set boundaries with a smile. I mean, if that resonates with you, be you. But if that resonates, if that helps, you know, oh no, I'm not gonna do that, but thanks, you know, something like that. But you have to decide and discern for yourself the details. But what Spirit is bringing through is like, first of all, don't worry, because worry makes nothing better, okay? And then there are a lot of aspects about this that are going to work themselves out. 40-40 on the timer. I feel like because the energy between you and your counterpart, what's coming through is whoever this reading is for, this is good energy between the two of you. That's the ding, ding, ding. Okay? That's the really great part of it, is because you have something so great. It feels like it's so simple and so organic. It's like fruit, like this apple. It's like, it's so pure and juicy and delicious and pure and fresh, right from the orchard, right? It's a beautiful apple that you have with your counterpart, and you can just focus on that. Don't allow yourself to get all caught up in the wind blowing, trying to take you this way and that way from the King of Pentacles or whoever else is with them with this Ten of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's something about communication, because the Page of Pentacles came out, and it's like how they want you to handle your new opportunities. But yeah, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be better than okay, because you have all this. It's just a matter of deciding how much of this you're sharing and how much you're keeping to yourself. Anything else, Spirit? Maturity. You have the wisdom that you need to succeed with all of this. You also have access to the peace that you need to help you relax through all of this. That's very important. There are so many things that we as humans tend to stress out about. When we're having a baby or growing a family or deciding what career to have, or, you know, your soul is here to guide you. Your soul is here to guide you through this human experience. Okay? You have so many reasons to celebrate, and that's what's coming. Any wishes of anyone to exert control or dominance over your celebration will be counterbalanced with the fruitfulness of your life. Look at all that. That is really, I don't know why I keep saying ding, ding, ding. That's the ding, ding, ding. That's the key. That's it, because you are so abundant. Remember to focus on the beauty of the abundance that you have within yourself. The Empress card came out. So whether you identify as an Empress or an Emperor, but you are fertile, you have fertile energy, and you have a fruitful life. And if this is your reading, you have a very beautiful bond with another divine being. And that is something that is so, it's an honor to experience that. So just remember to focus on your blessings, okay? Ashe, thank you, divine. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Okay, since Mama LaShawn, this is very strong energy of fertility and beauty with the Empress coming through and your ripeness. Let's end with a message from Mama LaShawn. Thank you, Mama LaShawn. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to hear? What do they need to know? Okay. Oshun of divine wrath, anger, resentment, and vengeance. If you're feeling anger, that's okay. You know, it's okay. It's okay to feel anger. And I think that's important, to allow ourselves to feel that emotion, because so often we're shamed. It's about letting yourself feel it and process it. Allowing yourself to process it so that you don't harbor that. Because once you harbor that energy, that's when it becomes, it decays the spirit. It's like a decaying energy. No matter what another person has done, that's the effect that it has on us for carrying it for so long, okay? All right, so let's see. This is card 23. I feel like I'm so grateful that this came through, because this is a great energy to address, to help clear, so that you can focus on your ripeness, your abundance in your life, okay? All right, so we've got, the mantra is, I acknowledge my anger as a tool for self-awareness and growth. Oshun of divine wrath compels you to confront the seething emotions within. Your rage, whether sacred or ordinary, can be, and the ordinariness card came through, can be both a catalyst for change and a burden weighing you down. Well, that came through, burden. This turbulent storm inside often arises when you feel wronged, disrespected, or unheard. Anger is a natural emotion, but clinging to it can be self-destructive. As a famous saying, often credited to Buddha, goes, you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Ooh, that gave me chills. That's a good one. What to do now? Dive deep into the roots of your anger. That's where the real work begins. Sacred rage describes a righteous anger that comes from deep injustices or violations of personal values. Explore the reasons behind your sacred rage or everyday fury. What truly is causing these feelings? By understanding the source of your anger, you can transform it from a destructive force into a powerful agent for positive change. Embrace the tempest within, but don't let it drown you. Unleash your inner storm in productive ways, creating ripples of transformation in your life and the world around you. Ashe, you might want to spend some time around the river if you live close to a river or a lake. Those waters, as long as it's a natural lake, those waters are governed by Mama Oshun. If the weather is okay, you can bathe yourself in there. Just get in there and let her wash away that anger. Visualize that happening. And also receive her healing energy for your emotions. And do something productive with your anger. The best thing to do with it is to create, because you're going to create something that teaches you what you're feeling. A lot of times when we keep the anger within us, we just feel it, but we don't understand it. If you write something, if you write a song, if you write a poem, if you do anything creative with that anger, that energy of anger, you're going to realize, as you reflect on that and observe what you've created, you're going to understand what it is that you're feeling. And as you create, you're connecting with the divine, so you will also receive guidance regarding how to move forward and how to release that anger, how to release it, what you can do, like very actionable steps that you can take to balance those emotions and to align with this energy of justice. Okay, that's going to help you as well too, to just look around and see that things are coming into alignment, because the universe is working with you for sure to help balance the scales. Ashe, thank you, Spirit, for this message. I am so grateful. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I am so grateful that you did. I hope you got something good out of this message, some clarity, some insight, some good vibes. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.